Hello and welcome everybody to a new week of how to make the right decisions. Today we'll talk about something very important, which is called decision paralysis, which basically means our inability to make a decision, right? It's not just about making a right decision, it's about making a decision. So we're going to learn some strategies of how to effectively overcome it. Let's begin. So my objective by the end of this session, the small little session that we do, is that you have some little tools that help you in day-to-day life of getting over this paralysis. So I want you to take 10 seconds of thinking about a decision that you are wanting to make but not able to make. Just think of for 10 seconds, whatever it is. And you don't have to worry about the time. I'm keeping your time. Got it? Perfect. All right. So now let's try and understand why can we not make decisions. One is fear of making the wrong choice. लोग क्या कहेंगे? Worry about failure, regret. Oh, people will say, I told you so. ऐसा मत करो, ऐसा मत करो. But guess what? If you look at around you, you'll have a set of people who will tell you make a decision like this, and you'll have a set of people who will take you to a different or opposite side and say make a decision like this. So in one way or the other, there will be somebody who says, I told you so. Remember one thing. Anybody who says, I told you so, cut them off from your life right away. They are worthless to you, totally worthless. Secondly, is too much of information. When we are trying to make a decision, we take too much time on it. We get way too much information, exploring, Google this, Bing this, friend this, professional this. You must have seen that investment ad. Karo sabki, karo sabki, karo sabki, karo sabki. Na sabki suno, na sabki karo. Firstly, filter out the people from your life who I said were I told you so people. Clear them out. Secondly, anybody who questions it, ऐसा decision क्यों लिया तुमने? Cut them off from your life completely. Get people in who will say, look, this is what I did, and that's why it worked for me, or why it did not work for me. I let you decide what you do. So they never tell you what you need to do. They will share their samples and their examples, and you decide what you need to do. There are way too many experts out there. Don't go with them. Forget anybody who tells you this is how you should do it. Do it in where people share examples with you of how it should be done. I need to be perfect. God, this statement will kill the life out of any decision making out there because there is no such thing as a perfect decision. The most perfect iPhone also gets obsolete even before it launches. So there is no such thing as perfection. It's about doing things the best way possible and letting it happen. Know that the decision you make now is going to be wrong tomorrow, anyways. It's just right based on what you know at the moment. And emotional overwhelm. Some people do have that when it comes to decision making because they've been so hammered in their life. They feel emotionally just unable to make any decisions. Does any of this resonate with you? I am sure some or all of this will resonate with you. What do we do now? And focus on how to overcome decision paralysis. Okay, so step one, define your priority in life. What is it that you really want? Okay, anything that you don't want, you don't need to make a decision on it. खाने में क्या खाना है? Instead of complaining when the food comes on the table, if somebody else is making the food for you, let them make what they want. You know what? Some days you like it, some days you won't like it. When you're in a happy mood, even something like tori and loki, which I don't like, by the way, I'm sure some of you do like it, becomes halwa. And sometimes when you're unhappy, Halwa also becomes Karela. Okay? So don't worry too much about it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. So, what is a priority for you is your number one strategy. Fix that priority and start making decisions on that. Do not become a decision maker for multiple things. Second, the 80-20 rule. So, focusing on, so when you make a decision, know that you will not get everything right. Okay. If you can get 80% right, so for example, you're going somewhere and you figure out vacation wise, this is great, this is great, this is great. But there will be some things that will happen during the vacation that won't be happy. It's normal. But as long as 80% of your holiday or your vacation is good, that's all you need. At home, you can't make everybody happy. You're not a chocolate. And this comes back to it. You will never make yourself happy with the rules, with the decisions you make. So just go with, okay, you know what? I'm going to be partially happy. I know there'll be some things that will go wrong here, but let me make the decision. So it's okay not to get 100% accurate. And finally, set a time. Okay. This is extremely important for short decisions. Maybe take 10 minutes for longer or bigger decisions. Smaller, 8, 10 minutes. Bigger decisions, 1 day and decide. Of course, there are decisions like getting married and all those things, but at also, the most amazing thing is when you go for an arranged marriage, or you go for any other marriage, we'll say you need to give yourself timelines of wanting to spend time with the person for the rest of life, yes or no. Okay, you can spend all of your lifetime and never find out, or you just jump in and then figure out what happens. Remember, nothing in life is permanent. Things are temporary and they can always be shifted, including your decisions. You can make one decision now and change it later. It's okay. Some people will get upset for time being, but if that decision helps you grow and if they are your backups, your cheerleaders, they will be okay with you. For example, when I shifted from the corporate world to do this, my family was like, nah, 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 don't do it, don't do it. They kept on saying, find another job, go for another job. When they realized that I am happy and I'm doing this, they started becoming my cheerleaders. First, be your own cheerleader, and the rest of the world will follow. And finally, create a decision making framework. One helpful thing is pros and cons. Always write down what works, what doesn't work, and that will help you make decisions better and faster. Okay, so that is number 4. We talked about 4 strategies: defining your priorities, using 80-20 rules. That means 80% of the time you will be right, 20% of the time decision will fail, and that's okay. And you will learn this over time as experience teaches you how to make right decisions. Setting a time limit for small decisions, 10 minutes; for larger decisions, 1 day, and you're done. And finally, a decision making framework, writing down pros and cons. Some people make decisions just by flipping a coin and trust it. No, I flipped the coin, that's it. So it is just what you would like to do. Okay? Decision paralysis can feel extremely overwhelming because we spend too much time. So small intentional steps make a difference. If and this is, I'll give you number 5. Okay? So when you have a big decision to make, don't make that decision 1 day. Start by making a part of that decision. So let's say you need to invest 1 crore in with a person. Invest 10 lakhs with them and see how they respond. And then invest more and more as you go along. Okay? So done? Understood? Great. Ask me all the questions you have, and remember this: progress and not perfection is the goal.